What's
Up,
up,
man?
Ed?
How are you?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Doing well. I'm glad we could finally connect. Sorry for needing to switch that. We had a busy week.
No, totally. I totally get it. It's all good. So you go to Treehouse.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
probably, I feel like I've seen you, um, and just didn't know it was you. So
Yeah. Likewise, I realized at one point when you were walking out, it was like a Sunday. I was like, wait, I swear I know that guy.
yeah,
And I was like, oh yeah, the marketing guy from Utah.
yeah, yeah. That's me.
So
This is Mary. She's our producer. She's just gonna sit in and make sure ducks are aligned after the call. So
cool.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, so I've seen your work, man. You do amazing work. Just a little bit about us. We are a preventative medicine clinic. So we're in 44 states across the nation. Essentially, the best way to put it is we're trying to help people live the most proactively preventative lives now, optimize their ability and their health now, and then extend that life. That's like the simplest way to put it. Well,
cool.
the way that we do that is a two-step approach. So we take deep auditing of someone's health, and then we layer all that auditing into a precision kind of blueprint for success for the short term, but also for the long term as well. There's a lot of details that go into that, but that's like the simplest way to put it. Um, the need came when I was in doing breast cancer genomics, and I've been in healthcare for the last 14 years, and no one was really doing medicine on the preventative side, in my opinion, the
Hmm.
way that it should have been done, which is comprehensively. There's like a million TRT clinics and wellness spas that exist,
Yeah,
but no one that really kind of takes the individualized approach to the person,
yeah,
rather than just being male and female. So we did that, and we've been growing really well, kind of organically. But we're at a state now where it's like I don't really have the best marketing skills, kind of autistic in medicine,
yeah,
and I don't really have that side of my creativity. So
yeah.
really good with fitness. I'm really good with our organizational as a business, clinic wise, but marketing is not my forte. So everything's been organic.
Yeah. That's awesome. And you've had great growth just organically, it sounds like.
For the most part, but we are in now 44 states, taking time
Yeah.
to launch into that. And so February 1st, like we really want to capture that momentum and figure out like what's the best long-term strategy for us that we can build to.
Yeah.
Uh, that requires, a good marketing strategy.
What's your organic strategy right now? Like, what are you guys doing organically? Is it just Instagram? I saw that. Is it Elevation? Is that the
Yeah.
company?
Both of an E, it's just kind of play on words, but
Yeah.
it's a French word eleve, but we don't put the hyphenation on it for the ability to like go to the website. So we literally launched this morning our new website. So
Cool.
you can go www.elevation.com. We went through kind of a PR rebrand. We have some people that help film like B-roll, and we're trying to like reframe our company's social media.
Yeah.
But besides that, we have like a good organic funnel. Like we use Go High Level for our CRM,
Yeah.
automations, all that, stuff. We have a marketing support arm, but it's more like I'm figuring this out too as the
Yeah.
first time going through this. It's more like I would say logistical marketing. Like how do we capture in leads? How do we
Yeah.
capture those leads? Things like that. But when it comes to like capturing someone's attention and building trust over like campaigns, we don't do any of that yet.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like figure all that out. I
Yeah.
have no idea.
That's awesome. Yeah, so we've got kind of two directions we can take with marketing. We a lot of what we do is we work with companies that have that marketing arm in house. So they have like the person that their CMO essentially, whether they're actually that or they're just there to run campaigns and help build the brand. A lot of our companies have that in house, and we work with them and we fulfill the content for them. And so
Okay.
they come up with campaigns, they come up with the ideas. We have weekly meetings, and we go execute on what they need. And then the other arm of it is we actually bring that we have a fractional CMO that we can actually bring in and be that person and have help you strategize, learn about the business, and take the time to build out your brand and your vision, and then start to drive the leads, which is, creating the content at the top of the funnel, building out all the things down the funnel to, ultimately a sale. And so we have those two options we can go. It sounds like you want the one where you've got the marketing. You don't have the marketing arm. You have the person that's maybe more logistical and isn't quite as creative. And
Yeah,
you're
really.
looking for that.
Yeah, like part of a fractional CMO,
Yeah.
a logistical fractional CMO. So he handles like kind of that workflow. And then with our rebrand that we just did, it's my good friend. He has his company's called Build Brands,
Uh-huh.
but it's more like he helped with the website. He's helping more like PR, like how do we build trust, like slowly,
Yeah.
like with the rebrand. But long term, I don't really have a solution other
Yeah.
than I could continue on with him.
Yeah.
But
And you say you have some people creating content for you?
him, yeah,
So
he's doing that now.
okay, so he's shooting it and editing it and then
Hmm.
getting that over. Cool. Would he be someone that would maybe be that person that if we went down just like if you just wanted to start with us creating content? Because the main thing is we want to learn about your business. And so we have this whole like learning phase where we're
Yeah.
going to dive into your company and we have a whole meeting outline of like the questions we're going to ask you.
Yeah.
It can be as short and as long as we need it to be. For the bigger clients, it's a 1 month learning process. And then for people that just want to be a little quicker, we can, take it down to a couple of meetings. But before we even determine price or retainer or whatever that long term looks like, we want to determine your needs and then also let you know like what we offer. So we offer a whole bunch of products that can and we just want to make sure that you see what we offer and then you know what you need. And a lot of times we're gonna give you ideas that maybe you hadn't thought about. And so there's that learning phase. So we would want to do that and start that, and we don't charge for any of that. And then we have a whole 6 month onboarding process that just basically lays out month 1, 2, 3, all the way through month 6, just to give you a clear vision of like what this can be. And our whole goal by the end of it is to essentially build a relationship with you to a point that you never need someone else. And we'll start to build a team for you. We'll start to understand your brand as good as you and essentially become an in-house team. And that's kind of our forte is like, we want to be an in-house team for you. And the best part about that is we learn exactly what you like, what you don't like. We learn about your brand to a point that we're integrated into your company. It doesn't make sense to retrain someone else to do that. And so a couple of ideas, routes that we can go with all this, but just to kind of give you an insight or just to give you an overview of kind of how we work. And then let you kind of stew on that and think about what you actually want and what you need. Do you have any ideas? Like if we were just strictly talking about content, you already have your marketing guy. Do you have content needs, ideas, organic, paid media? Like, have you thought through that at all?
No, and that's so one thing that you said that's honestly like my direction is I want a long-term relationship. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to have to like keep piecemealing, stuff. Like I
Totally.
would rather build a relationship, someone to really understand like what we're trying to do, refine it,
Yeah.
is the strength arm of what we don't know how to do
Right.
honestly well, and then have that long-term relationship to keep evolving with someone. So that's the first thing that is really important to us. But as far as like we've done some paid marketing in the past when we built our funnel.
Yeah.
Then we had to kind of shut down operations and reestablish in states, and so we waited 6 months to reopen that up. So we don't have a new strategy. So that's definitely a part of what I'm trying to figure out is like with something like this, a combination of strategic like build out of like what's going to capture attention, help our organic growth, along with paid advertising and things like that.
Cool. Yeah. So then, and I kind of give you just like our monthly budget that we start with. And that's just including content. And so if we wanted to go down the marketing side, that's going to be like a whole, essentially there's two arms to what we do, and that's distribution and the creation, right? So
Okay.
there's two things. And so we keep them a little bit separate, but when we bring them together, it's really cohesive. And so that's just something for you to think about. Like, do you just strictly want content? Because we can also just create Instagram, social media, organic content if that's something you want. But then when you have that marketing arm, whether that's someone you already have or it's someone we bring in, then we've got someone telling us what to do and what to create. And if a lot of the times, if someone doesn't know what they want and they don't even know what works, and they're just kind of, I think, kind of like you guys know what works, but you don't quite know what content works.
Yeah.
A good route and a cost-effective, cheap, get a lot of content really fast route is a podcast. And it doesn't even have to be a real podcast. It's just like you as the founder or whoever you think should be on it. you sit and riff about your company, and you can get a ton of short content out in an hour. And then it can turn into something where it's actually a consistent thing. But that's just a great way to fake paid media. So you're going to make it seem like you're talking to someone and just having a podcast, but we turn those into ads, and those do pretty well. And then another route too is to just create a brand video. So something that would live on your website that is your hero video that just speaks to the company and your values. And in that, we write a script, we work with you on that. We can do voiceover, we can do talking head, and then we'll capture a whole bunch of B-roll that we'll also take for cut downs for ads and things like that. And those are just kind of like shotgun approaches to like just if you're not quite sure what you want, we can do those things, and it gets us a good place to start, to at least start creating for you and learning about your brand. And in that we basically build our pricing and retainers. Like, we aren't going to say, hey, we want to charge you $3,500 a month. We're going to say, here's our hourly rates for all things. And we're going to say, hey, whatever your budget is, we're going to stay within that budget. And maybe it's less because we find you don't need as much. And then by like 2-3 months, we'll readjust and determine if it needs to be more or less. So we're very customized. We're very just like, we're really just like, if you need content, we're going to make it work no matter what. Obviously, as long as it's someone that wants to use a lot of our services. So
Sweet. Yeah. I think so. The podcast route we just did as part of our rebrand. So
Nice.
we do have those things, but honestly, like what I really need help doing is, I would say, like from an imagery standpoint, although what we do is a little bit different, but it's kind of on par, is like kind of like a sophisticated health fitness kind of video shooting and like B-roll, things like that.
Yeah.
So like whoops, commercials and things
Yeah.
like that, where like that's kind of our brand identity that we're trying to nail. And what I don't have is like a hero video that you just, that's what I'm trying, like in my head, that's what I want.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. And I've tried to piecemeal it before, and it just sucked, honestly.
Yeah.
So
And those
that
are
would be
fun routes. Those are great routes because while we're creating, and I'll send you some brand videos we've created so you can get a good idea from what we've created. But basically, we're not just learning, we're also creating. So we're writing a script with you, and you're telling us about your company. And then if we go to the talking head route, we sit you down and you do the script with a teleprompter or not. If you want to just riff, you can. And then we're going to set up a day or two shoot that's like, because I don't even know what I'm shooting for you, so I wouldn't know to tell you what it is. It can be in studio, it's lifestyle, it's it could be so many things, and we take a day or two to do those things, and then we put the whole story together, and then determine if we need more shoot days, and then we can also capture photography at the same time, and those things can vary budget-wise like crazy, depending on, like, we can do them so basic with just a voiceover, a couple hour shoot. Or they can be pretty highly produced. And so if that's the route you wanted to start with, we can go there. But obviously, let's take all this information and stew on it and just get an idea of like what you guys want to do. And then I would love to introduce you to our CMO guy and have a meeting and just get his thoughts, because he's the true marketing brain. And I'm the creative brain. So I'm the one that's going to bring a lot of the ideas and a lot of the things to execute the strategy. And then we bring him in to work with you on the strategy and build off of that. So if that's something you're interested in, I'd love to set up a meeting with him. And cool. Love that.
And this doesn't need to sell. I want to work with you guys. It's just like,
Great.
build from there. So
figuring out what you want to do.
yeah. But I'm
Cool.
already in, so don't worry. Yeah.
So then let's just plan to start this learning phase, and this isn't going to be a cost to you. This is us trying to give you as much value up front as possible to know that this could be a long-term relationship. It's worth it for us to do that. So then would you just say that the next step, let's talk with my marketing guy and get some ideas
That'd be
there?
great.
And then what I want to do from that meeting too is I would love for you to come with more education for us. So more things we can learn. I'd love to see things you like. So if you can go and maybe gather a bunch of assets, like you said, the Whoop commercial, just things that you're like, this is exactly what I love. I want this, or I like this style, or this is a great website. Like just things for us to really get inside your head
Yeah.
creatively, because I'll never see what you see unless it's out on the screen. And so show us some examples there, and then we'll come with, honestly, we're just going to come with a blank slate too. But then at the same time, once we see what you want, our wheels are going to start turning.
Yeah.
And then we can determine how much you want to from there, I think.
I love it, man. The cool thing is I already have kind of assets. It's really funny.
Great.
My brother-in-law, he just did all of like BMW's Super Bowl commercials. So he's in advertising.
Yeah.
Worked for a big firm. He's now over in New York. But like I was trying to get his help, and everything you're saying, like I built, like he ultimately said, you got to find someone local that can like be your creative arm.
Yeah.
You can build a long-term relationship with.
Yeah.
Because not even I could do this remotely.
So he's sold it for us.
Yeah, so that really is easy to sell. Yeah, this is super easy.
Cool.
But I already have all these assets, so it's just easy to put it together and send it over. So
Okay. Then what's like the soonest you can do next week? I'm pretty available. And I know that his name's Dallin. He's available as well. So I'm wide open Tuesday. My
Tuesday's best for me.
Cool. And only time I can do is 11. What's like a good time? Or maybe two options I can give down.
How long of a time period should I block out?
An hour.
Okay. Remote or
I guess, do you have an office locally? I think if you go to Treehouse.
we had to move. So when we did a restructure, so our main office is in Scottsdale now. So we have Scottsdale.
Oh, no way.
now, and then we have kind of a temporary one with my former founder, who
Okay.
lets us use his clinic in Draper.
Because you could even come to our studio if are you just working from home?
Yeah, so my office is just my
Right.
home, and then I've got teams all across. Kind of.
Because I think I'm all about in person. So if you want to come to our studio, we're just in Lehigh.
Yeah.
I can put the address in the invite.
Let's do. Could I do 2:30 then?
Yeah,
I just have to put I'm ready kiddos at 4:00.
Okay, let's do 2:30, and then I'll get with Dallin and see and make sure that works. And if it doesn't, I'll see what works for him that day, and we can maybe adjust.
Perfect. Sounds good, man.
Excited. I appreciate you reaching out, and I'll definitely be looking for you. It looks like you work out in the black room a lot based on your Instagram.
That's where I've been trying to fill content, man.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure it out.
That's the best looking room.
Yeah.
Everything else is from like the 90s.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, it's great to meet you, and we'll plan to catch up with you next week.
Okay. Awesome. Good to meet you, Mary. Thank you. Bye, guys.
See ya.